Character shown there to get a draw after a very difficult situation.
The players, they accepted the risk. To be losing at half-time 2-0 is not easy. Especially not easy also to cope with the negative feelings of the opponent. Every time they go there, they score a goal. We are conceding really very bad goals. And the players, they fought against the result and they fought against that feeling, which was good. In the second half was impossible to concede a goal. Impossible, because they didn't cross the midfield line. They didn't manage to have 2-3 passes in a row. So the second half was really ours, totally ours. But we scored only 2 goals.
But did the half-time changes you've made have the impact that you were looking for?
Yeah, but the players, they play. And for me to make the changes and to speak with the players and to explain to the players the objective of it is one thing. Another thing is to go there, to go inside, to cope with the risk, for Jones to accept that 1-against-1, for Matic to accept that role, for the players to accept all the risks that we took. So credit for the boys. That's why I just told them that obviously a bad result for us, because we are never happy with the draw, especially in a match where you are so dominant. But it's the reality.
9 goals now for Jesse. Do you feel as though he's really come on this season, particularly in that position, that central position?
Yeah, and I think it's good for him after the feeling of that missed chance against Leicester with an open goal, where for sure he has the feeling of easy chance, 3-1, game over. I think it's a great feeling for the kid, because he's a great kid.
Questions on the game, please?
You must be pleased with the response in the second half, at least, if not the first half performance.
No, the problem of the first half performance is another. You are intelligent, you don't need me to tell the whole word. Another S goal. I don't need to say the other letters of the words. That's what we are having now, is lots of S goals against. So that obviously has an impact in the game. Then 2-0 makes things more difficult, and at half time I need my players. I need my players to believe in them. I need my players to believe in me. I need my players to accept the risk, not to be afraid to lose 3 or 4, not to be afraid of a possible, didn't happen but could happen, a possible negative reaction from the supporters. And I'm very happy with their character. A part of that, also the way they played, the way they tried to break a very organized wall. I keep saying that to defend well is a quality, and they defended very well. So also credit for them to concede only 2 goals against such a strong dominancy.
What was the thinking behind the half-time substitutions? Was that just tactical?
No, it was tactical, yeah. To play only with 1 central defender. We know that they don't have normally the ball, they just play direct, so bringing the line up and playing 1-against-1 Jones was a risk that Jones accepted. And then Matic was there just to bring the ball from a totally free position, so he was bringing lots of balls into midfield. And then instead of more positional players like Zlatan, Lukaku, we decided to go with Mkhitaryan and Lingard and Mata, all 3 trying to play in these areas behind Lukaku, and we can say we had some success. I still think with so many balls in so important areas, lots of crosses, good crosses, low crosses. We didn't attack all these balls well, and also not lucky in the rebounds, and so I'm happy with the effort. I'm happy with the personality. I'm happy with the feeling of we didn't lose, but of course we lost 2 points.
So Joseph, 8 points from a possible 15 now. That's obviously not acceptable for a club of United's standing in a club going for the title. How do you explain that, and how do you change that and remedy that situation?
When you tell a club like Manchester United, do you think Milan is not as big as us? Milan as a club is not as big as we are. Milan, AC Milan.
Oh, no, sorry, yeah.
Do you think they're not as big as we are? Do you think Real Madrid is not as big as we are? Do you think Inter Milan is not as big as we are? There are many big clubs, and you say big clubs. I know what is a big club. I know what is a big club.
Then how do you change that? How do you change that?
One thing is a big club, and another thing is a big football team. There are two different things. One thing is a big club, another thing is a big football team, and we are in the second year of trying to rebuild a football team that that is not one of the best teams in the world. So when you speak about responsibilities to win the Premier League, Tottenham doesn't have that responsibility because they are not a club with the same history as us. The history plays. Arsenal doesn't have a responsibility to win it. Chelsea doesn't have a responsibility to win it. Manchester City, they buy fullbacks for the price of the strikers. So when you speak about big football clubs, you are speaking about the history of the club.
You've also spent a lot of money as well.
Okay.
2 summers.
Okay.
300 million.
It's not enough.
You need more.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
You need more money now.
And the price for the big clubs, the price for the big clubs is different than for the other clubs. So the big historical clubs, they are normally punished in the market because of that history. So the boys are doing what they can, and they are doing fine. You say 7 points on 16 or 15 or something like you say. I say last 2 matches we had 15 chances to score, and we conceded 3 goals and an amazing free kick. So the boys, they do what they can. They are trying hard with the problems we have, with the injuries we have. The boys fight hard. So again, I'm not happy with the result. I was not happy with the result against Leicester, of course, but I'm happy with my players. No critics to my players.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Have to realistically spend heavily in the next 2 transfer windows.
Goodbye.
See you.
Have you got mixed feelings? Because you had a massive impact as a sub, but in the end the result not quite what you wanted.
Yeah, it's disappointing. You see the chances we created, all afternoon, and to be fair, Burnley defended well. But say, give it another 10 minutes, and I thought we'd win the game.
What was the message from the manager at half time? Because you came on and you obviously had a real impact.
Yeah, just always believe. Never give up. We knew we had another 45 minutes, to play, so we had to be patient. Keep moving the ball, moving Burnley about, and eventually we create two clear-cut chances, and luckily we did.
Did you think you'd scored before you did? Because somehow the keeper managed to save one onto the bar from you.
Yeah, the first one, I just had to let it hit me, and then 9 times out of 10 that'd go in, but it hit the keeper's face, bounced on the crossbar, and bounced out. But after that we still stayed positive. We had plenty of players in the box to score goals, and I'm glad we did.
What do you remember of the first goal? Because it's a really clever flick.
Yeah, it was coming behind me, and it's just instinctive to do that. As soon as that went in, the crowd went up, and it gave us the extra buzz in to go and get more.
Eventually the second one did come as well. I mean, And that was instinct again, wasn't it? It just came to you and you found the corner.
Yeah, it dropped very quick. You know, like you said, it was instinctive to just shoot straight away. You know, like I said, if it was a bit longer more played, you know, we would have won the game.
That's 9 goals for you now this season, far more than you scored before. I mean, do you feel that's an aspect of the game that you've improved this season, goal scoring?
Yeah, of course. You know, the manager's playing me, you know, obviously in a more further inside role, you know, close to the striker, so I can get in the box, you know, and create things, and obviously have more shots.
Did you feel that the sort of Fergie time winner was going to come when it got to 2-2?
Yeah, definitely. I thought, you know, we could nick it towards the end, you know, but obviously time ran out, and now we look forward to the next game.
So these two all draws we've had the last few days, obviously not ideal. So what now? You just have to keep going?
Yeah, obviously keep going. You know, always have that fighting spirit, you know, that never give up attitude, and we'll see where it gets us.